And this will be played again on Spotify as well later on. And if you keep an eye on our socials and the crew here will make sure that you get a link to the Spotify link as well, so you can listen at your listening pleasure.
Okay, the live stream is ready.
Okay, and roll camera. Okay, snap me. Nice. Let's just do a second one, just in case. And second slide. Okay, cool. We're being very professional here. Okay, your time, Alex. Hi everybody, my name is Scott Hillier, independent film director and president of the ECU Film Festival group, which encompasses the All Asian Independent Film Festival, which is what we're talking about today. We've got 6 award-winning film directors on the podcast to talk to us today about what it's like to make independent films in Asia and tell us a little bit about their trials and tribulations and about their films. And then we're going to open up for some question and answers from the ECU crew here in Paris. First of all, though, we were honored and proud and privileged to have shown some amazing films in Cambodia at the All Asian Independent Film Festival 2025. And why don't we have a quick throwback and a little look at what happened during the thing by having a look at our sizzle reel.
Hello?
Wow, that's amazing. It brought back a lot of great feelings and a lot of nostalgia about these great films that we showed over there in Cambodia this year. But let's get into meeting the filmmakers. I'm going to go to Payal first. Payal is based in Delhi and Goa. Her earlier work explored the temples of Angkor Wat and the churches of Goa. Her environmental photographs focus on landscapes impacted by human activity. Payal, thank you very much for joining us on today's podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about you, Payal?
Okay, so I specialized into garbage and sewage treatment plants, and I was working in the field of technology for about a decade, till I switched into photography to make a bigger impact. And I realized that just being in the field of technology doesn't really help us, because it doesn't really, till we do not make an effort, each and every person makes an effort in conserving the environment and saving the environment, it doesn't work. Just a technology doesn't help. It has to come from every human being on this planet.
I
And
love the message, and I think that that's a very worthy, noble cause, and I salute it. Tell me a little bit about your film.
okay, so this movie is an elegy to the mangrove forest in Goa. Part of the year I live in Goa. And also, I found that in my village that one day the mangrove forests were gone. And coming from the field of environment, I realized that it is the anthropogenic activities of human being and how we really ignore the forests that are between us, a part of us, and are so important to the ecology of Goa as such, are being destroyed, and we just do not care. And so I photographed these forests, dying forests, for 4 years, from 2021 to 2024. And since ecological process is a slow process, so I realized that somebody had to do it, and somebody on a mission to finish a movie within a month, 2 months, 6 months, can't do this. So I said, why not me? So I started filming and photographing the forest from the same place over and over again for months, for years. And then finally, I made this movie called Requiem of Mangrove Forest, where again I use music to evoke an emotion in us or in the viewer, to feel that empathy for the nature, which is really important. And it's a strong predictor of the conservation behavior. Till we do not feel the empathy, we do not really go into the conservation behavior. So the movie encourages the viewer to connect emotionally with the mangroves and recognize their distress and how the encroachment activities, the deforestation, the flooding of the dams, and the illegal waste disposal is destroying them. And it's not just destroying them, it's also destroying us in the process. With the climate change, the rising sea levels, mangroves are an important part of the ecology. So I wanted to start from the fact, not by telling what mangroves are, what mangroves do, how they are important to us, but I wanted to start right from where we are destroying it. Because all that description about mangroves, I think all of us know in some aspect or some ratio within us, that how mangrove forests or just forests are important to the human survival and ecology.
Just has your film been shown in Goa, and if so, what was the reaction?
Well, to be honest, people didn't want to see it in Goa. My movie was selected for the the international festival, movie festival in Goa, the IFFI, and in 2024 it was selected by NFTC, but the government refused to show it to the people because it could have resulted into huge activism, and all the activities that the politicians and the corporates were doing would have been exposed. So they didn't really want that to happen just before the elections.
That's why it's very important that you made this film, and the people that do see it, hopefully will take action, and that's why governments can sometimes be doing no good to actually help us. Great film, loved it. You said that you shot it over 4 years. Did you shoot it yourself? Did you have people doing it? How did you actually do the mechanics of it?
Well, I did it all myself. So I have a DJI Mavic 2 Pro, which I bought in 2019. And from thereon, I've been shooting the aerial photography and the filming. And I would like to say that somehow the emotion is really important on how you do that. And maybe sometimes the gear is not as important because all my underwater photography and the filming is done by a GoPro Hero 11. I would say if you really have it in you, really have a story, you have the fire in you to show the truth, then you must do that and bring it to the people. Actually, I never thought that I would come to this platform, and thank you so much for having me, for giving me this opportunity to share my work and my activism, to take forward my activism for my country, for my Goa forward in this way. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you, and I think the planet is thanking you as well from deep down inside. But it's a very good lesson for everybody listening. It's not the technical sides of this. If you have a passion and a desire, you can tell a story with anything. So, anyway, thanks, Payal. I'm going to move on to the director of Kamerikan, Jimmy Shu, who won Asia's Best Independent Dramatic Short Film 2025. Jimmy is a filmmaker, a professional stuntman based in Los Angeles, the son of Khmer genocide survivors. Jimmy grew up in a community of immigrants and refugees, which gave him unique perspectives on the American and human experience. Visual style influenced by the raw indie dramas of the 90s, which was very evident in this amazing film. Jimmy's mission is to tell stories of people less heard. How are you, Jimmy?
Very good, very good. I'm actually currently in India. I'm in Kerala right now, city of Kochi, and we're
Right.
doing a film out here, and yeah, just the opportunity to be here is quite amazing.
Well, tell me a little bit about you, Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm a Los Angeles-based filmmaker, but I have had such a great opportunity to make films internationally. Um, and I moved to Los Angeles I wanted to pursue directing and tell of me and my family. But as we all know, filmmaking can be difficult, and I slowly found my way more so into action direction. But I'm fighting, clawing my way back to my true passion, which is storytelling, not just through action, but through honest, true stories.
Well, I think that's another great word that we love hearing in the independent film world is honesty. And the film that you did was a very, very impactful film. A lot of honesty, a lot of rawness, a lot of indiness. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Uh, yeah, so my friend and I, we've been writing American for a while, and that's not to brag about like, oh, we've been writing this film for a long time, but it's something that's weighed on my heart for a while. Especially in California, the stories of, there's like two concepts of Asians, right? Like East Asian and Southeast Asian, and unfortunately, East Asian stories are more prevalent right now in like America and stuff like that. And so I felt like our stories of struggle and immigration and refugees to the US was just being buried, and there wasn't a strong sense of understanding where I came from, and especially growing up, I would say, hey, I'm Cambodian. They're like, what? Yeah, but like what part of China are you from? And I'm like, but no, my family's from Cambodia. I'm Cambodian. And so I had a strong desire to tell our story, especially because it was a story of identity. We had to find, what it meant to be Cambodian in America. Especially because of the genocide, my family lost a lot of sense of identity. My lineage ends at my grandfather. On my father's side, my mother's side, her parents were, unfortunately, they passed in the genocide, and so we have no sense, or I had no sense of history or who I was. And so through American, I'm telling our story, but also rediscovering, who I am, who we are.
That's important, Jimmy. I can tell you right now because I've got an office full of 20 to 25-year-old, very, very clever, talented kids, but they don't know that much about that history. So keep telling it, man, and keep telling it, particularly in the way that you're telling it now,
Thank you.
which is stark, broad, but great. I have to ask a question because I grew up as a DP, and I still
Mhm.
DP a lot, but the pictures in your film were extraordinarily good,
Oh, thank you.
extraordinarily. Tell us a little bit
Um,
about and how you set this up and how long it took to shoot.
we shot it in 4 days. It was a, how do I put it? It was a rush to the finish line, a very finish line. I mean, every second counted, especially the location we shot at, the donor shop, they were open for business during the day. So we came in at night, we set up and we had to strike out every night. So we couldn't leave our gear, we couldn't leave lights. So we came in, we set up as quickly as we could, and we got to shooting. And our visual style was very influenced from City of God. It was a fantastic film, one of my favorite films. And we wanted that raw, heavy shadows, and great highlights for American. Just we wanted to feel the grunginess of the donor shop, because it wasn't we didn't grow up in a rich society. We didn't have money. It was, we were very, as refugees, we were very poor. And so the environments that we grew up in were just dingy and grungy. And I really wanted to portray that. I really wanted to make it known that it wasn't a comfortable upbringing, you know.
Well, the thing about LA that's still today is quite an easy thing to find is those dark and grungy donut places.
Yes. Fortunately, yes.
Loved your film, man. Loved your film. So,
Thank you.
but now we're gonna move on to someone special, who young, very young, film director who won the Cambodian Students Special Award 2025 in Phnom Penh earlier this year for the film called When Dance Becomes Peace. So, a young director, only 14 years of age, which means that he's a rather overachiever, and we're very jealous and envious of that. But welcome to the podcast, Ange. How are you today?
So, first, hello everyone. My name is Angel. I'm 14 years old, French, living in Cambodia with my family, and yeah, I'm fine. So, I've been living in Cambodia for 3 years and a half already with my family, my little brother, and my parents. When I was 7 years old, we were still in France, but we started traveling around the world in different countries in Europe and Asia. And I had always a camera with me, which I always take photos and videos. And when I came in Cambodia, I started being really interested into photo and then video. So that's how I've started video
Okay, did
and
you have any
how I started my
influences,
movie.
anybody that you sort of looked up to? Did you have a Steven Spielberg or a Quentin Tarantino, or did you develop your style by yourself?
Yeah, I developed my style by myself because I watch like a lot of movies and series every day with my family during dinner, and I love watching movies and film. So yeah, I wanted to make my style to yeah to have my own style.
Well, I hope you also read books, Ange. But anyway,
Does
tell me.
mangas count?
I know they don't count. Tell me a little bit about
They do, they do.
why you made this film and why did you choose this as a subject?
So first, the reason I made this film is because my mom one day she found a short film festival in Asia and for kids, and she asked me if I want to do it. And without thinking too much about it, I wanted to do it. I love watching films, so why not making my own? Even though I had like almost no experience in video, only photo, and I had only this to film my film, and I was all
Wow.
alone to make it. So it's a tiny camera with the DJI Pocket 2 is great. I had for travel, but I was all in mode automatic, and I had to learn more about the manual and how to frame it, and yeah, how to tell a story. So yeah, and I live in Cambodia, and I love Cambodian culture. So I wanted to put this into a movie because there's not much movies in Cambodia with Cambodian culture.
So, how long did it take you to shoot the film?
So in total, it took the whole film took me 3.5 months, 1 month to write, 1 month to film it, and 1.5 months to edit it.
Well, that's very precise, young man. I like
And
it.
and
Keep
and
going.
is we had like really short times every time we shoot, and it was during the raining season in Asia. So it was hard about it because sometime we was planning to shoot, but the rain was not. So yeah, and since I'm a student and the main character Shufin, which is Bosba in the film, is also a student, we are in two different schools. We have schedules and we only can do this during our free time and weekends.
Wow,
So this was also hard to find the good time.
yeah, that's amazing, Ange. Jimmy, what advice can you give to this young man who's sitting there and he got into it a little bit before we did? What advice could you give him?
Well, first of all, it's quite amazing that you're already shooting and directing your own films. That's fantastic. Just keep shooting, keep finding your voice, finding your eye. Um, you're just going to keep growing as a filmmaker, and you can't let boundaries stop you, in terms like mental boundaries, physical boundaries. You just keep shooting and you find your voice.
Yeah, that's great advice. So, well,
Thank you for this
congratulations,
advice.
Ange. Very, very well done. Much congratulations. But I'm going to move on now to the director of the film Trickster, V Tran from Vietnam. This is an amazing film, and the actor in the film won Best Actor 2025. V Tran was born in 1999, so a youngster as well. Third-year student from Vietnam with a deep passion for storytelling. She aims to craft films that reflect her cultural roots and personally identify while she's exploring universal human emotions. Hi, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, everyone. My name is V, and I'm actually a film student from Vietnam. So this film is my capstone project. So yeah, it's basically the graduation film. I make it so I can graduate, basically.
But I think you also made it to tell a great story. What was the genesis of this? How did you write this story?
Yeah, so the inspiration for this film was actually came from my own relationship with my father. As a kid, I didn't always understand my dad. We didn't always have a good relationship, and I wanted to capture that lack of connection between the two of us, and also between fathers and daughters in real life that a lot of people from my generation tend to experience. Yeah, so since it is my capstone project, I wanted to be something that is personal to me, and this film came.
I mean, your actor won Best Actor because obviously he's a very good actor. But
Yeah, so
how did you do about directing him?
yes, so he's actually a very well-known actor in Vietnam. He's a very seasoned actor, and I got lucky that I invited him onto this project, and he's actually very easy to work with as a person, and I didn't have a lot of trouble working with him, and he's quite nice and easygoing, and for the heavy emotional scenes, I sat both of these actors down and I talked about the psychology behind their actions, like, oh, why did this character say this, why they did that, and I tried my best to do it because I'm not as experienced at this actor. He's a lot older than me, so yeah.
No, it comes across as a very subtle touch that
Yeah.
that the film has. How long did it take you to shoot the film?
It took us 5 days to shoot the film. So I'm originally from Saigon, which is a big city. So one day in the big city, the nursing home set, and then 4 days in the mountains. So we are a student crew. So basically, we had to move 25 people to the mountains to film 90% of the film. And obviously, we had to crowdfund a lot, and I had to pitch to sponsors like Sony, and because the equipment was needed a lot of funding as well. Yeah, so yeah, it wasn't an easy feat, but I'm very proud of my crew that we did it, that we
For
did the
the other
film.
filmmakers in the podcast here who haven't actually seen the film, can you give a very, very brief synopsis about your film?
So the film is about a 21-year-old daughter who wants to escape her father, her dementia-stricken father, to go study abroad. And she received a scholarship from a university in Australia, and she hid it from him. But the twist is that he has known about it all along, right? So her plan is to put him into a nursing home so that she can finally be free and go follow her dreams. But things went all right as soon as she came home and he found out about her plans, and they had a confrontation, and the past came up, and it turns out that he's been faking his dementia all along and he's not actually sick.
That's amazing, and that's why I keep saying to my staff I'm faking my dementia as well, but they don't quite believe me. But I think that's actually what made the acting so great, was that, and obviously your directing skills. You might be putting yourself down a little bit, because to get a performance like that, I think that you did a great job, a very, very good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
And
much.
now we're going to go on to our last director of the podcast, Sophie. She
Hi.
directed a film called The Taste of Pork Belly, which is still inside my head, Sophie. It's great. And you won Asia's Best Independent Film Director 2025 for this. Just to tell the audience a little bit about you, you have a PhD in film and digital media industries, as well as a master's degree in film studies and journalism, and a bachelor's degree in Chinese literature. My goodness, your brain is the size of a universe, and I'm a bit scared talking to you. But why don't you introduce yourself a little bit, Sophie?
Hi everyone. I'm Sophie Sui. I'm the screenwriter and the director of the Taste of Pork Belly. I'm very happy to meet everybody online and to share my creative experience with everybody. Sorry, because I'm so nervous and my English is so poor. I'm currently, and I'm a first year doctoral student in NTUA. And the Taste of Pork Belly tells the story of a little boy in the 1960s era who discovers his mother's secret of trading her body for food. And from that moment on, his childhood is now no longer happy. The film was based on the threefold elements of an older author, his childhood experience of hunger, and my father's imprisonment on false charges, and my carefree, happy childhood years. It's so. Sorry, I'm so nervous. So
No, don't worry. Sophie, I loved your film just because it was it's very delicate, and the message is very clear, and a lot of it is facial expressions and stuff like that. I mean, everyone tells us film directors never to work with dogs or children, but you were working with children. How were they? Because they came across very naturally and wonderful. What would they like to work with?
you mean the children?
Yeah, the kids, in
I-
particular the boy.
We choose the kids from the whole nation, whole Taiwan. We choose from 100 over 100 the kids, and to choose 4 kids, and we train them for steps, and to choose what the kids we want, and and we to sorry to set some the class for the kids, and to teach the children how to listening, the older, and how to their emotion. So we practice with the children to life with them almost half
How long did
a year.
Oh, half.
Sorry.
How long did it take you to? How long did it take you to shoot the film? So you prepared the kids for half a year, 6 months. How long did it actually take you to shoot the film?
5 days.
Wow.
I shoot for 5 days.
Wow. And the actress is amazing as well, by the way. Is she well known in Taiwan or not?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, here's the moment where I'm going to hand everything over to Rodrigo, who makes all this work, and we've got a lot of our clever young things here who are going to pose you guys some questions. So, Rodrigo, it's all you, man.
The four kids, they didn't act, never act before. So we choose they. I'm so 不确定，就是 I'm afraid to choose the children. So in to shoot films before, so I practice with them for almost half a year. So we give them the class to learn how about to express their emotion, their inner feeling, and to how to listening, and how to be quiet. So it's a very hard,
Very hard things to make children be quiet.
Yeah.
Sophie, I'm gonna pass it on to Rodrigo, my boss, and he's gonna get some of our clever young things to ask some questions. All yours, Rodrigo.
Perfect. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. So now some of our interns have some questions for you. So what they are going to do is I'm going to bring them onto screen. They're going to say the name of the director the question goes to, and then they are going to ask the question. So our first question actually comes from Jenna, who I cannot find in this call. So I'm going to go to our second question. Soraya is going to ask our first question.
Hey, I have a question for Jimmy Choo. I was in Cambodia last year, and I think it's really amazing that you're like telling the story. And you're right with everything you've said. It's definitely not spoken enough, and I don't think that the genocide is something that's being shown. That was something that's as well known as others in other countries. But I wanted to know what like the reaction was from the communities around of people that you showed this film to, and what reaction like you felt was like surprising maybe, and what those people were saying to you after you released the film.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you for watching it. Very kind words as well. So I was actually very nervous to show the film because there are some, very harsh scenes and some harsh words. I was afraid that the older generation would be offended by the things I've said. But what surprised me the most was how they connected to it. They were like, this is our experience when we immigrated to America. This is exactly it. We're bullied. We had to find our own voices and stuff like that. And I was quite surprised. I screened it to my mother and father's generation, and I was expecting like a verbal lashing. Like, why did you say these words? Why did you choose these subjects? But they were moved, and I believe one came up to me and he said, I lived some of these scenes. They were so accurate to my experience. And that it like, oh my God, that's a great compliment. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very
Amazing,
much.
thank you.
Thank you very much to both of you. Then our next question comes from Jenna.
Hello. So I have a question for Payal. A Requiem is a song for the dead. I wanted to know how you came up with the title Requiem of a Mangrove Forest and whose death are you singing about? I also wanted to know if you had any news or update from the public department in Goa regarding the work being made to the mangrove forests.
Yes, so the Requiem of a Mangrove Forest, it basically comes from Mozart, of course, and I was very much influenced by his music while making this film, and also I have original symphony score that goes along with the movie, and but it's basically a mass which is done for the dead, right? So this is the mangrove forests which are dying, and somehow we do not really think that trees have souls. And so since they don't have souls, so we do not really worry if one tree dies, two tree dies, or and when the whole forest dies, a lack of trees, a million trees die. We don't care because they don't have souls, right? So it is just a reminder that they also are as important on earth as we are. So, which is why I thought that I would keep a mass for the dead trees. Coming down to what the government has done, well, the government did build a box kind of inlet from the sea to the mangrove forest so that they could basically circulate the seawater into the forest.
Okay.
The forest had died because of the over salinity or the excessive salinity. See, mangrove forests die once the salinity of the water changes, whether it increases or it decreases. It's a very easy way to kill the mangroves. Here, the salinity of the mangrove forest, the water increased because the inlet of that same where the mangrove forest, the water comes in from, there was a illegal disposal of the construction waste. So that closed the inlet of the seawater and the mangrove forest died. And it's a mangrove forest right next to a bridge and nobody cared. Every day, 4 years, people passed by every day. Nobody cared. It dies. And which was really amazing for me to just see that it doesn't move anyone. That a 70,000 square meter of forest is dying right in front of you and you don't care. So that is why the movie was made to build an empathy for something that we consider doesn't have soul.
And do you think that community has reacted to what you have done with your movie? If the department, the Goa department didn't react or didn't do as much as you wanted them to do, did the community react?
Well, we did have a small movement for it, and then eventually it just died off. So basically, the box inlet was made, a fresh one. The water has been filled. The forest department will put some fresh saplings, but that's been 2 years and they still haven't put it. The forest is still dead. It dies even more, and that's what's the end of it.
Okay, thank you and good luck.
I just want to jump in there very quickly for a second. I think that don't feel disenchanted because one voice is better than no voices, and you've got us behind you. Whatever we can do, spreading the message. So don't feel disenchanted.
No, but now the movement is becoming bigger, and we have Goa Foundation and Claude Alvarez. So they are teaching everyone, or they're building the whole community into one, because now it is not just the mangroves. We have the mining, we have the illegal hill cutting, we have the constructions coming up. So many. We're making a Miami of Goa. So yeah. So we have. I don't know if you've been to Goa some years back, but then now if you come, you will not like it, or you will have fond memories of what you've already seen.
Well, keep that voice loud and strong, young lady. Keep that loud and strong. Okay, Rodrigo.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Rosella.
So my next question is for Angel about When Dance Becomes Peace. And I wanted to ask, since you have written and directed a movie at 14, I was wondering what was the hardest part of making your first short film at such a young age? Because you mentioned a little bit about finding the right conditions and timings to film, and I was wondering if you faced other challenges.
Well, so first I had almost, thank you for your question, and I had almost no, I almost did not know anything in video, only photos. So the settings, the how to shot it, how to shot the video, how to move the camera, how to tell a story. I didn't know anything of that, and I had to learn the basics. I had to learn the basics to make this movie, and also my parents was helping me learning how to write a story and tell a story. And yeah, there was a lot of problems, and yeah, there was a lot of problems in the movie because yeah, like I say, the schedules. Since we are both students and we are in different schools, this the raining season is always hard to find a good time to shoot. This was one of the big problems of this. For editing, my laptop was super slow. That's why it took so long. I have a normal laptop, not gaming laptop or something. So yeah, it was took long. And also for the shots in the school of Shine International School of Siem Reap, we only had like a really short time, around 2 hour and a half, and I never met the students in the class before. And that was hard for me because it was new people. I didn't new students, a lot of students, teachers that I don't know, and I had to guide them and to for the film, and yeah, it was really hard.
Wow, thank you so much, and congratulations again on your movie.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, both of you. The next question comes from Sophie.
Hi, my question is for you. I wanted to ask, why did you develop the tone and the style of the film? It looked really beautiful.
Thank you so much for your question. The style, I'm actually a huge fan of Bong Joon-ho, who is known for Parasite. And his style is quite similar to mine. It's very dark, edgy, and he switches between genres a lot in one film. So I like that. I like the switching genres aspect. So at first you think it's just a peaceful story about the father and daughter, but then it goes dark quick. And I like that. So, and it just as for the visual style, I worked a lot with my DP to capture a lot of nature in the mountains as a form of symbolism for human emotions. So I find that shots with nature can feel very raw. So we try to incorporate nature into our cinematography, as well as, at first you see that the film is quite static, it's still, but then in the second half of the film, it's more shaky, like it's more handheld, basically, to basically say that, oh, the emotions have changed, the characters have changed. So now at first they're okay, but now they're not okay. And yeah, so that's it, basically. Do you have any more questions about the stuff?
Yes, I wanted to ask about the plot.
Oh, the
Which
plot
was,
twist. Yes. The plot twist was something that I had in mind all along. And because dementia is very hard to tell, like you can't tell when somebody has dementia just by looking at them alone. So I had to express it through the words of the father, like what he says, basically. So into the film, you hear him say that, oh, where's your mother? Why hasn't your mom come home? And that's the only clue you get to know that, oh, something's wrong with him. And then it's very subtle body language Like he is quite cranky. He's not in a very good mood the whole time, and he yeah, just like very subtle things like that to let the audience know that this man is sick and he's not okay. Um and I think the plot twist is the climax, like when you see the altar of the mother, like the picture of the mom is the climax of the film, because I think that shot it's more powerful than anything else, because boom, it's just cut to the mom. And you know that, oh, so the mom has been dead the whole time. And this whole thing with the dad, it's wrong. It's something's wrong with it. And in the music with that scene, it's also yeah, so I worked with somebody, and we created the music for that scene, and it slowly builds into a very bittersweet piece, basically. And yeah, I just honestly, like, watching back the film, I always get emotional watching that scene with the mother. And yeah, like, thank you so much for your question and
Thank you.
for watching my film.
Thank you.
Thanks to both of you. And then the last question comes from Nina.
Hello. I have a question to Sophie. Your film, The Taste of Pork Belly, is told through the child's point of view. And so, what drew you to that decision to show such a harsh topic through the kid eyes?
Thank you for your question. Uh, the first, since I was a child, I loved listening to my mother's stories. She told me about her beautiful and rich childhood in her hometown in mainland China. She took me to see Huang Mei opera films and older opera films, especially the Love Return Liang Sanbo and Zhu Yin Tai, just like the Zhu Li Ye, Yu Luo Mi O. Every time I watch it, I cried, and so did she. So she also told me about the strange dreams she often had. When I grew up, every time I watched the movie, I felt that telling a good story and touching people's hearts is the best things, the beautiful things in the world. I really hope that one day I could become someone like that too. So I'm something inspired me and first drew me to to film. So I don't know my ask okay, and I think me to short film, I have the aspiring advice for me. So I told my student, so stay curious, stay passionate, and keep an open mind, keep learning, and be brave to try, and do not be afraid of failure, because every setback can become important field for your creative work. So when I teach my student, I always tell my student, yeah. And
I
don't
love
know.
this message.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, like the taste of pork belly. Thank you very much.
Thanks to both of you for, thanks very much for all of you to answering our questions. And thank you very much for trusting us your film. We love them and we'll try to promote them as much as possible. Scott, we're coming back to you.
Okay, so there's been some great stories and great words of advice there. I'm just wondering if any of you filmmakers have any questions for any other of the filmmakers, or should we just go on to my next questions? No, everyone's too shy. Okay, so my question is, Rodrigo, if you can put all the film directors up on the...
I'd like to see the movies.
Yes, well, if
Maybe
only
if
I
I
can
could,
show
we
the
could
wall
just
to you.
watch each other's movies and get inspired.
Yeah, well, that's the same here. I mean, in our office here, it's always it's so inspirational to see your guys' work, and it's great that the crew can actually talk to you about them. But I'm just going to do a quick spin around the table, just a quick one. Jimmy, what are you working on next?
We're actually getting the feature version of American produced right now. We're meeting with financiers to get our feature going because it's a bigger story than just the donut shop. You know, I want to tell the story of our parents coming over and it bleeding into the next generation. And so hopefully that feature is coming soon.
Well, make sure you remember us and send it to us. So that's
Absolutely.
great. Well, good luck with that, man. Payal, what are you on next?
Okay, so this is another long-term project that I'm working on since 2022. So these are the coal mines and how it is impacting the indigenous people living around the coal mines and how the displacement of the indigenous people for the last 50 years of 70 years of coal mining in the country is impacting them and how it has not been considered by the general media. We do not really think that coal mining can impact people. We only look at them as power plants and how they fuel our lives. But there's a life beyond that, too, how it impacts them.
Basically, Payal, you keep going. You're like the chronicler of things. So these long-term projects are good projects. So keep doing it, and again, keep thinking about us for your next film. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Ange,
Thank
what are
you.
you up to next, young man?
So between the time I finished my short film and now, I've been following online courses to become professional videographer. Is online courses from Canada, and yeah, I try to learn more techniques, do more videos, and also I do content creation. But next, I'm planning to do more short films, and yeah, I plan to do. I'm still writing all my short films idea, and I think I make one pretty soon.
I'm very, very impressed. I think we're all very impressed by your determination to become a filmmaker, and it's very nice. Keep at it, young man.
Thank you.
V, what's your next project?
So I will be graduating next year, and I'm trying to build a film career in Vietnam as a professional director. Of course, I won't be a director right away, but I'm working towards it. And as for my next film, I'm still finding an inspiration. I want it to be grounded in reality. I want it to convey a message that can help the world, basically. And yeah, so yeah, still working on my career in film.
Okay, well, I mean, you are a film director. I've seen your films. So,
Oh,
Sophie,
yeah.
what are you on to next?
This autumn, I will be shooting a short film titled Fish Boy. The film is talk about domestic violence and bullying in school. And I'm also developing a feature film project about a doctor's experience during military service. And I plan to submit to a funding competition in September. Yeah,
Well, good luck with
this
that.
is my plan. Yeah.
Well, we're dealing with hardworking independent film directors, and for anyone watching, making independent films is difficult and hard. And Ange, you're starting down a very dark path, but you're understanding that a film director is basically, we're just controlling the accidents that happen during a filming. That's what a director does. So I'd like to thank you all for joining us. I'd like to thank you for making great films, bringing stories out to the world. The All Asian Independent Film Festival 2026 is on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of December in Phnom Penh. And one thing about you guys is we're going to ask you to help us. We're never going to forget you, by the way. But we're going to ask you to become submission judges, which will help create the official selection for next year's films. We tend to choose the best of the best to help us continue being the best of the best and finding these amazing films. So Rodrigo will not forget you, and you'll be getting a little list shortly of films. If you could judge them for us, that would be great, because we're very proud to be an independent film festival run by independent filmmakers, and you guys as alumni will help us take it up to the next step. So again, I'd like to thank you for joining us here. I'd like to thank the ECU crew, Rodrigo, everybody else. Keep making films. Don't forget about us, and have a great weekend. Ciao. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.